I'd like to welcome you to the sixth class in the Pirke Avot series dedicated to the memory of my father, of Avram Aryeh ben Yaakov HaKohen, Dr. Abraham Stern, Alav Shalom. The sixth parak of Pirke Avot is also called Kinyan Torah, which means to acquire and to accept ownership of the Torah. In reality, it is not part of Pirke Avot. The sixth parak is a braita from Seder Eliyahu Zuta, which was added to the 5 prakim of Pirke Avot to enable 6 weeks of learning between Pesach and Shavuot. This chapter contains teachings and messages related to the importance of Torah and prepares us for the holiday of Shavuot, Zman Matan Toratenu. I'd like to highlight a few thoughts from the parak. The first braita is attributed to Rabbi Meir. Amar Rabbi Meir, Kol ha'osek b'Torah lishma zochel ledvarim harbe, meaning whoever occupies himself with the Torah for its own sake merits many things. Interestingly, the verse does not say Kol halomei Torah lishma, anyone who learns Torah for no ulterior purpose merits these things, but rather Kol ha'osek b'Torah lishma, anyone who is involved in Torah with no ulterior motives merits these things. Similarly, each morning in our Shacharit prayers, when we say the Birkat HaTorah, we recite Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav la'asok b'divrei Torah, and not Asher Kiddishanu b'mitzvotav lilmod Torah. What is the message of this subtle language? Rabbi Soloveitchik addressed this issue in his discussion of the Tosfot in Brachot on the 11th daf, regarding why saying Birkat HaTorah once in the morning is sufficient for the entire day, whereas other mitzvot require a preceding bracha before each action. For example, when entering the sukkah for a meal, an individual must make the bracha leisheh basukah. If he leaves and returns later for another Sudat Yom Tov, he again recites leisheh basukah. The hesech hadat, the interruption of the mitzvah by leaving, necessitates a brand new bracha. Why then is the one-time bracha on la'asok b'divrei Torah okay for the entire day? Rav Soloveitchik explains that Talmud Torah is not just an intellectual pursuit. It is not merely sitting with a Chumash or a Mishnah or a Gemara or a Rambam, but Talmud Torah should be an emotional experience as well. Each individual must have a relationship with the Torah so that it becomes part and parcel of him or herself. The obligation of Talmud Torah continuously throughout one's day is generally attributed to the famous verse in Sefer Yehoshua, Hagito bo yomam v'layla. In the very beginning of his role as leader of the nation, following the death of Moshe Rabbeinu, Kadosh Baruch Hu tells Yehoshua that his success depends on faithful observance of and loyalty to the Torah, as taught to him by Moshe, and not allowing the Torah to cease from his lips, but to recite it day and night. However, Rav Soloveitchik teaches us that the mitzvah of Talmud Torah is much more than a recitation and book learning. It is an awareness and an ongoing life experience. Rav Soloveitchik explains that this awareness has 2 aspects. One is an acute awareness, and the second is a latent awareness. He explains that an acute awareness is when one's attention is focused on something, and it is then disrupted and distracted by other matters, whereas a latent awareness remains with the individual even when a person is involved in other things. He gives the example of a mother who has an acute awareness of her child as she plays with him or her. Yet even when the mother is busy with some other activity and is not specifically engaged with the child, there is a latent awareness of the child's existence. It is an everlasting awareness in the mother's mind, and this awareness is expressed through her love and dedication to the child and feeling the parent-child bond. The mother identifies with and has a constant sense of the child in her life. So too with Torah. It is unlikely that anyone can have a 24-hour acute awareness of Torah, literally sitting and learning Torah without a stop, as life intrudes, but the latent awareness of Torah is always there. Hagita bo yomam v'layla here is the latent awareness that even though there may be many interruptions in the course of one's day, there is an appreciation that we have an everlasting bond with Torah. We express this through action and attitude, through love and dedication, and through recognition that Torah is the most important value in one's life. And that is why we daily say, Hashem has commanded us to be osek b'Torah. My father, Alav Shalom, Dr. Abraham Stern, lived a life with this dual awareness. Aside from his personal learning and the regular weekly shiurim that he attended, his life was committed to infusing the awareness of Torah into the lives of many who had never had the opportunity to learn and experience the sweetness of Torah. My father's creativity and commitment to spreading the beauty of Torah living impacted on thousands. I would like to publicly thank the 5 presenters who preceded me in this adapted version of the Pirke Avot series in his memory: Rabbi Mark Dratch, Rabbi Aaron White, Rabbi Elliot Feldman, Rabbi Richard Beeler, and Chani Stein. Each of them shared a poignant and timely message on the relevance of Pirke Avot to our present life. As we continue our highlights of this parak, in Mishnah 6, we are told that Torah is greater than the priesthood or royalty. The Mishnah elaborates on 48 qualities with which Torah is acquired and which mold and form the Torah observant individual. One quality acquired by the Ben or Bat Torah is hamakir et mikomo, literally translated as one who recognizes his makom, his place. Alternatively, one who is God-aware, if we define makom as one of the appellations used by us mortals to describe HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Just 7 weeks ago on Pesach, at the Leil HaSeder, we sang Baruch HaMakom Baruch Hu. Makom there, referring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shenatan Torah la'amo Yisrael. It is HaKadosh Baruch Hu who gave us all the Torah. Immediately, we follow with a discussion of the 4 sons, typifying the range of members in our Jewish world, all of whom have a makom, a place in the Torah community. Hashem as the makom is permanent, kayam, and forever. In Kedusha, we bless HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hashem mimkomo. Hashem's place is the entire universe, every place and everlasting. Hashem is the creator of time and space, yet he does not exist in space and time. And even the highest angels cannot comprehend his place. In contrast, man's makom is transient. His dwelling and his residence are temporary. At the recent Shiva from my mother-in-law, Mrs. Mindy Lamm, alaha shalom, the Avelim were repeatedly blessed with the bracha Hamakom Yinachem Etchem B'toch Sha'ar Avlei Tzion B'Yerushalayim, which could be explained as HaKadosh Baruch Hu should bless you with Nechama together with all the others who have suffered a loss. Additionally, Hamakom Yinachem can be understood as the place that the niftar or nifteret, the deceased occupied in this world, should give you nechama. Her derech hachayim, her path, her impact, her presence should give you nechama. Taking the qualities of those who are no longer with us, as in my case, my father, alav shalom, and my mother-in-law, alav shalom, and incorporating them into oneself, refine and redefine one's own makom. A result of this terrible pandemic has been so much loss. I believe that the experience pushes each of us to figure out what is truly valuable and worth incorporating and emulating. It pushes us to figure out our place in life. I want to conclude with the 9th Mishnah in this parak. There's a curious story told to us by Rav Yossi ben Kisma. He speaks of an experience that he had as he was walking Baderech on the path and he met a man. Listen to the language. He was asked, "From which place are you?" And he responds that he is from a place of great Talmidei Chachamim and scribes. The man then offers the rabbi an opportunity to relocate to Ladur Bimkomenu, come and move over to our place, with the promise of great wealth and riches. Rabbi Kisma responds that even the promise of all the gold and silver in the world, he will only dwell in a place of Torah. My father-in-law, Rabbi Dr. Norman Lamm, the great Torah scholar, notes that the repetition of the word makom in this Mishnah not only means physical location where one resides, but the individual who approaches Rav Kisma and asks him, "Which place are you from?" is actually asking him, "What do you stand for? What are your values and what is your true identity? Are you makir et mikomcha? Do you know who you are?" Rav Kisma responds that he is from a makom of Talmidei Chachamim and Sofrim. His identity, his core, is one of Torah study and Torah deeds. The stranger trying to entice the Rav to betray his personal makom, to change who he is, his core identity. He promises him great riches, but Rav Kisma is steadfast and confident in his makom. He will not let wealth and materialism lure him from where he is rooted. His choice is based on his understanding that what is of lasting value defines our personal place, and that is a life of Torah and Masim Tovim. That is the path in life that will accompany us to the Olam HaEmet. And so in summation, we have spoken about being Osek Batorah, having an ongoing, latent awareness of Hashem and Torah in all that we do. We spoke of the Makir et Mikomo as one of the 48 traits of Torah acquisition and explained that this reflects both a God awareness and a self-awareness and a deep look into what Makom each and every one of us possesses. It is an exploration of who we are and what is the derech, the path that we want to traverse. As we approach Chag HaShavuot this year, we are no longer in our makom kavua, our regular place in shul. We are challenged to make our homes into meaningful mikomot. We are challenged to have a Yom Tov commemorating the receiving of the Torah at Har Sinai be meaningful in the homes that we've been based in for the past 11 or 12 weeks. Hopefully next year we can be together for this Yom Tov and for the other Shalosh Regalim at the place that we refer to in our Musaf for Shalosh Regalim when we say Shalosh Pa'amim Bashana Yira'eh Kol Zichorcha Et Pnei Hashem Elokecha B'makom Asher Yivchar. May we assemble together in Yerushalayim, Ir Kodesh, in the place that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has chosen. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful Yom Tov.